what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Such a Yo, aka Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE show. Cousin Tracy,
What's
haha, we are back at Happy New Year. First of
Happy
all,
New
you know
Year
what I'm
to you
saying?
too.
Happy
Happy
New
New Year
Year.
to our viewers.
Exactly. Happy New Year's. Hope your holidays are going well. Everybody's blessed out there. You know what I'm saying? First one of the new year, episode 80. You know what I'm saying? Episode 80. As you see, a little different setup here. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to bring the best quality birdcage show we can bring to the people.
That part. As you see, same location.
Same location, you know,
different
just
setup.
different setup, some new toys to play with, you know what I'm saying? And we might be making a few more changes as well. So just stay tuned. You never know what you'll see on the birdcage, you know what I'm saying? You'll never
Progression. This is definitely progression.
Yeah, definitely.
It went from a dream.
True.
I'm gonna try it.
True.
To me co-hosting.
True. To let's
wireless
make it better.
mics.
Yeah, wireless mics. That's right. We had the wired ones.
Now we in a listen. We are got sound effects.
Sound effects. You know what I'm saying? We got everything.
And I'm
here.
blessed. I'm blessed that we can continue to do it and do it together.
True. Definitely.
Looking forward to this year and all the guests and everything we're trying to do.
Definitely. We'll still be reaching out, you know what I'm saying? So having some of you guys on, you know what I mean? So you can just use our platform to share your story.
And again, we're going to run some of our older guests back because they have some information that will be crucial now that it's a college application season.
Yeah, true.
So we're going to bring a couple people back that could be very valuable to our parents and our student athletes and our regular students as well. So we're going to run a few back. So you may see some repeat. It's always good to just elaborate on the initial conversations. And try to just bring out more out of our guests and more from us, I guess. So.
True. We're going to get right into it. So today on episode 80, you know, I mean, because we talk all the time, you know what I'm saying? And we're always throwing around show ideas, you know what I'm saying? When we don't have guests on or whatnot. And she had a very good one, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let her intro the topic, but it is one that is close to my heart, being a coach, you know what I'm saying? And it's one that has been making actually a little bit of national sports news with this whole soccer situation going on, and the parent was mad that her son wasn't getting play on the soccer team, the national soccer team, and so she decided to rat the coach out because she had some information about what he did in his past as far as domestic violence. So this is going to be a good one. So go ahead, cuz tell them what we're going to be talking about.
So the other day when you and I were conversing, it was the day after the start of Camden City's middle school basketball season. They brought back Camden City Middle School's basketball programming, and mind you, this is the first time they've had it in 3 years. Also, the children haven't been very active in 2.5, 3 years. So we got to come up with a team. And technically it's middle school, so it's supposed to be 6th, 7th, and 8th. But on the girls' end of it, you just don't have enough girls that are interested, fully create a team. So my principal said, drop it down to 5th grade. We'll do 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And that way it gives you time with the 5th graders to kind of mold them and help them. So by the time they get to 7th and 8th grade, they'll understand the sport and be able to play. So nothing for nothing. I'm charged with the task, myself and my assistants who are helping me, and one of my parent volunteers who is an athlete. She plays flag football, professional football. We're tasked with teaching a bunch of young girls from start to finish how to play basketball. Now, what I mean by start to finish, I had 10 girls, 12 girls come out that have never dribbled before in their life.
Wow.
Didn't know the nomenclature of the floor.
Wow.
So we have to do that.
Right.
I have to teach them everything from beginning to end. But I only get 2 days to practice for an hour and a half. And because of the way the school year's broken up, we only actually had maybe 5 practices, and then we had Christmas break.
Wow.
So
now, before you continue, because that's tough right there, because I practice 6 days a week, unless we have games, of course. And these guys still act like they don't know nothing. So,
Right. So
two times a week for
right.
an hour.
So
Sheesh.
my frustration is already in, and my principal is very, very. She always talks about positive intent,
Okay.
right? And she says, Tracy, listen, you can do this. It's fine. It's a learning tool. It's a learning curve. They're gonna have to learn. The topic today that we're going to talk about is because we had our first game. And I felt good about the game, even though we lost. I felt good about the game because now they got to see it in action, right? So when I was explaining to them 3 seconds, what the paint is, what the key is, what the 3-point line is, what the out of bounds. Now they made a lot of mistakes, but because they never seen it in action. So now they got to feel it in action, and now you can use it as a learning tool. So now I can ask them, give me a takeaway from today. Tell me what you saw that you didn't understand that we talked about, right? Topic today, we're going to talk about parents that think they can coach. And the reason why I bring that up is, again, I gave you guys the dynamics of my team, but I had parents talking about how we're not doing a good job on the first game of middle school basketball league. And what I need parents to understand is your coach is to coach, but your child and you have to put in extra work.
Right. Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Being an athlete is not when you come to practice and when you play on a game. If you dedicate your life to being an athlete, it's something you have to take the reins of and do it all day, every day.
True.
You have to have a mindset. You have to want to train outside of what your coach tells you to do. You have to take what you learn in practice and go home and practice it. You have to take what you've learned at training and use it and practice it and then practice it at home.
Right.
But it requires not just a coach. It requires everybody to buy in to what your child, your student athlete wants to do. And a lot of these parents put a lot of the onus on the coaches, but some of y'all kids ain't athletic. Right. And I'm going to call a spade a spade.
That's what it is.
Now, if you got a little bit of athleticism and you play other sports, sports kind of cross train and correlate with each other.
We talk about all the time.
Right. So if I play another sport and I've never played this sport, I can kind of pick up this sport because I've played another sport and I can understand the concept and I'm athletic.
Right.
But if your child has never done anything, how dare you say that the coaches aren't doing their job? And number one, let's remember, a lot of coaches at this level, the level that I'm currently on, we volunteering our time.
How about that?
And if we getting a couple dollars, it's like $300.
Yeah, right. It's nothing.
So let's parents, y'all need to stop.
True.
And also too, y'all need to, number one, stop living vicariously through y'all kids, because some of y'all kids ain't got it.
You gotta be, and I think that's part of the problem, because it's just like them. A lot of parents, have unrealistic expectations of their kids. Like, I mean, you should be able to, especially, and the problem is too, and we talked about that. A lot of these parents, they ain't played nothing in their life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're a parent that was an athlete that played something,
you
can look at your son or daughter on the court or whatever, the field, wherever they're playing, and you can kind of say like, we're gonna have to put in some work here, or this
like
might
I look
not
at
be
my
for him.
grandkid.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
my granddaughter is very athletic.
Right.
She's lazy as shit.
Right.
Now, she's 12. And if we don't get a hold of that laziness,
right,
it's going to carry over. But what's going to happen is, instead of her being big, she's going to be okay.
Right.
Because she's going to be okay based off her talent.
Right, just based off her
and
natural talent.
I see it.
Right,
I know it.
Right,
and my thing is, my goal isn't for my grandbaby to be in the paper every week.
Right.
My goal, that's not the goal for me.
Gotcha.
The goal for me is to get her a free education.
True. Fact.
Between academics and athletics. And I know D1, D2 pay.
Right.
So I do know HBCU is where she's going anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't give a shit what y'all feel about me. I don't care how big she gets with this thing. We support Black around here. So she will be doing HBCU. Right. It just matters of which HBCU she's going to get.
Right. Definitely.
But if I don't get a hold of her, and I dropped the ball on her because I didn't start playing basketball until I was in 8th grade. Right. But I played baseball.
Right.
So I played sports. Right. But I didn't start playing basketball until 8th grade. And for me, for a girl, if you start them too young, because I see a lot of little girls that start off real young, they dominant.
Right.
10, 11 years old.
Then they get burnt out.
Then they get burnt out.
Yeah.
Or they get a boyfriend that's
right.
Or by the time they get to college, they don't want to do it no more.
Right.
So I always think like that right into puberty, mid-puberty is a good time. 8th,
Gotcha.
9th grade, really good time to hone in.
Right.
She got the skills. Now I just have to hone in
Right.
on it. But again, some of that falls on me because my child is lazy and I don't push her to be nothing other than 12.
Right. I feel you.
So as a parent, I own some of that.
Right.
So when she's out of breath running up and down the court because they make her play the whole game,
Right.
that's on me.
Gotcha.
That ain't coachable.
Right.
Her attitude is on me. That ain't coachable.
Right.
So when you parents are out here talking about it's the coaches, y'all gotta own some of that
too. Right. Because just like you just said it. Right now, you're with your squad, you're practicing twice a week for what? Like an hour and a half or something?
It done just dropped down to once a week.
So you're with this child for
2 hours.
2 hours at the most, and you're supposed to change her attitude.
I'm supposed to change her skill set.
Oh well, I mean that's what I'm saying that too. But I was just saying how you saying
because now mind you,
you know.
So we just done got to the point where we done chalked off dribbling.
Right.
Like we can't work on that.
Right.
And we really can't work on layups.
Right. So, but I mean, but like you said, you basically you gotta teach them the rules. Like you gotta,
I'm trying.
Like you can't go out. You see this line right here. You can't go outside.
Kept dribbling onto the baseline. Kept dribbling, and she didn't understand it. So we had to go over that and practice.
Right. Like,
that was one of the takeaways.
Stop. This is
I don't understand.
This is an imaginary wall.
Where I said you can't. When the ref gives it to you, you gotta throw it in. Do not put it on the floor. You know what I mean? So that was a takeaway. So somebody asked me, how did the game go? And I said, it was a big, giant learning tool.
Right.
As this whole season's going to be.
Right. Definitely.
And if for nothing else, that's all I got for you.
Right.
But I learned some things about some young ladies.
Okay.
One girl that I never played before, she stepped up.
Okay.
She stepped up and kind of took a leader role.
Okay.
Another young lady, just her first year playing sports, she gave me the whole game.
Okay.
And you gave me the whole game. My little firecracker, little young girl that did score the points.
Okay.
But she doesn't really understand the whole concept of the game.
Gotcha.
And her family thinks because she scored all the points that she's the good player. But no matter how many points you score, basketball's a team sport. So you may have scored points, but we lost as a team.
Right.
So that's another thing, parents. If my kid scored 50,
right, but
and we lost by 30,
right?
Guess what?
Good.
It's a team sport.
This is not tennis.
It's not track. So it's not a one-man band.
It's not golf.
So we lost as a team. So you need to understand that too. So I mean, and I think, and I called you to kind of vent with you.
Facts.
I called Lando to vent with Lando, who's been a coach of little children forever. He loves the littler kids versus the bigger kids. And I just, because I'm frustrated, right? And I've been here before, though. And I was here with a high school team.
Yeah.
I was at charter. And nobody had ever played before. And, we ended up winning. We ended up going to the first round of playoffs one year. You know what I mean? And my thing is, for me, this is why, right? This is why I say I can't coach no more, because we don't set the kids up prior to. There's no little girl programming.
Right. That's the problem.
My grandbaby plays baseball. Guess who she plays with? All boys.
All boys, right. That's the problem.
Lando did start the tennis program, and it's been kind of hard for us to get the city to buy into it. But that's the only real all girls programming.
Right. Nah,
I mean, they do have softball in the city, but it's like in North Camden.
Right.
So if you live in South Camden and you work, I got to get my kid already in North Camden, then practice be long, it gets dark. So I mean, the thing is, we really don't have it to set the little girls up to understand how important. Oh, and this is another thing. My babies are way out of shape. Completely. We are now dealing with the ramifications of sitting home during COVID.
Right. Yeah.
Door dashing.
Right.
Fried food.
You're right.
Bread. No water, a lot of Pepsi,
I'm dealing with it too.
Little wine punch. Listen, so
I'm dealing with it too. So
and then you're talking about girls. Then you're talking about girls. So little boys a lot of times take it on their own to go outside and run around.
Right.
Ride bikes.
True.
But a lot of little girls don't.
That's
true. Then these parents want them to all of a sudden become active.
Right.
Where do you draw it from?
Right. That's true. Nah, but my thing is I'm not mad at parents for, thinking they want the best for their kids and whatnot. But there's a way you go about doing things. There's a way about you can voice your opinions. I don't care, but just do it in a certain way. Because one thing, and I try when I have my parents' meetings and things like that. You know, you never know. You're in the crowd, displeased or whatever, voicing your displeasure. You never know who you're sitting around. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's here to see what kids. You don't know who's here with the coach or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just disrespectful, and disrespectful can't be tolerated. But
and my thing is, all coaches want parental support. And
Right.
I get it. We want parental support.
And shout out to my West Tech parents, because they, what I'm saying, for the most part, they're behind Coach Bird 100%. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
And those are not the parents we're talking about. We're talking about the sideline heroes.
Right, exactly. Sideline coaches.
Sideline coaches, the ones that we know didn't play anywhere. Or chose a different lifestyle than being an athlete. But could have been an athlete.
That's ridiculous.
And you know some of them too.
Yes,
they could have been an athlete, but they chose a different lifestyle. But they kind of know sports.
Right, but
here's the ultimate thing. If you're not going to give of your time and be with these kids and understand what's actually going on, please shut up.
Yes. Yes, please. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny too when they be like, you hear Fran. I mean, I've been doing this for so long now. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? People tell me after the game, yo, such and such year, such and such. It's like,
no.
Nah, I'm focused. I'm trying to coach my guys up. But one thing that's funny is, like they're trying to shout out what you should be doing. Like, buddy, did you scout the other team we're playing? Were you at practice all week when we put in the game plan? You just can't be shouting out stuff because we're doing what we think we need to do to win this game. Like, what coach wants to lose? I never understood that. What coach just goes out there like, I want to lose this game? Good coaches. I mean, all the coaches I know, ain't nobody is like, all right, we're just gonna go out here and lose. You're doing everything you can in your power that you believe is going to help you win a game.
But and the crazy part for me is I was fearful looking at what I had on the floor before the season started. And I was fearful because I don't care what nobody says. Constantly losing ain't building nobody character.
Right. Right. No, you're right.
People compete because they want to win.
They want to win. Right. And you need that.
I don't care. Loss.
Right.
You can learn
you can learn a lot from losses.
Every loss is a lesson. Every loss is a lesson.
Very true.
But when you're getting your behind handed to you 30, 40, 50 points, game in and game out, it kind of becomes a little...
Nah, that's tough.
It becomes demoralizing.
That's tough.
Not only for the players, but for some coaches too.
Yeah, nah, that's tough. That's tough. You know what I'm saying?
So listen, when y'all parents is over there, talking the talk that y'all talking, please show me your resume.
Exactly.
please show me where it is that your opinion outside of being your child's parent and your opinion to your child is really, really credible. Show me that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, we always talk to refs.
Right.
And refs, where you been at? Oh,
Right.
I haven't been in any games. I was dealing with some stuff, trying to get some few things in order. Now I got the injury, so I kind of didn't want to go in the crowd. Because,
Right. Right. Yeah.
don't want to
Get
get bumped
around and what? Yeah.
It was like, yo, we missed the voice. We missed the voice. And the refs talking about, the lady in Camden, she know what she talking about. And when you got people that say that they know what you know what you talk about, then you. But if you don't know what you talk about, I need you to shut up.
Yeah, just please, just calm down. You know what I'm saying? Just calm down.
And I think for me, when I'm in parent mode, like during the Christmas tournament, I was in parent mode with Brianna, and I was yelling at the game. But I was yelling. My daughter gets mad. Stop yelling! You're embarrassing. I yell because they can't hear. That's number one. Right. But I yell to help the coach because a lot of things sometimes coaches really don't see. And if you're yelling something that could be useful and I may have missed, I get it. Right. But like I individually talk to the girls, like, Brianna, you know what you're supposed to do. I was like, keep her on your hip when you're driving to the basket. That type of yelling.
That encouragement.
That encouragement.
Just like,
hold the ball up when you rebound. When you put it down, bring it to your chest area. Keep your elbows out to keep them off you. So I yell that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Shoot. You're open. Shoot. Take the shot. And that's the type of stuff I yell as a parent. But also at the same token, if we didn't have to play them, because we have to play them, I would volunteer my time and go in there a practice or two to help.
Right.
Because I don't have no problem going in when I see something and helping or
definitely.
telling so they can make corrections.
Definitely.
I don't. And I will give up my time, but we play them. So
Right.
I
I feel you. I feel you there. And to some parents' point, and I've done this, and I have a bunch of parents that will attest to this. I don't hide. You know what I'm saying? I don't run to my office and shut my door. You know what I'm saying? If a parent has a legitimate concern, hey, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to talk to me like right after a game or something like that, but we can sit down, have a phone conversation, have a talk, whatever. And if you have something valid to say, I'm gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had parents come in that have background in coaching, not just like any Joe Schmo, and come in and showed me some things, and like, coach, I got this set I used to run. I'm just want to show it to you if that's all right, and if you like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no problem with interacting with parents on a respectful level. I don't care if you disagree with me, but if it's respectful, we can talk. I'm not scared to have a conversation.
Right. You know I think it's just the whole, when you're judging what the coach is doing and you really don't know the work that's being put in.
That's the thing.
And I think that's where that, and people are so hard on the coach.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
all the time.
when a loss happens, and that coach, he bullshit.
All the time.
He ain't doing what he's supposed to.
All the time.
You know, and it's crazy because you have coaches that don't have undefeated seasons. They lose that one game.
And I told you he couldn't coach.
Yeah, his game plan ain't always right. He need to fire the offense coordinator. You need to get rid of y'all just was on my dick.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, so, and that's just this the parent, and I get it because I'm a parent and been a parent, and but here's the thing: I watched when my kids were athletes, not my son per se, because with football you can always earn a spot on the field.
Right.
But I watched coaches doing track not put the fastest track runner on the track because they were friends with the parents.
Oh yeah, see
I seen it.
That's too much right there.
And it got to the point where my kids like, yo, I'm over this track stuff. I'm just focused on my academics.
Right.
And my youngest daughter was a speed demon in that 1 and 2. But, a lot of times you had parents that was making the chicken and the salad and showing up at I had to know one parent that stopped working to show up at all the track meets. I can't. I ain't have a husband.
Yeah, right.
I had to do that 12-hour shift and try to make it to the meet. I can't go to everyone. Sis, I can't hang out with you.
Yeah, right.
I wish I could, but my priorities are a little
different.
But when I'm leaving you with my kid, but here's the thing: I didn't complain and I didn't argue. I would go to a couple of the assistant coaches and be like, yo, have a runoff in practice and see where it's at. And they would do runoffs. And the kid would do well, but then they still wouldn't give her the actual time she needed until their back was up against the wall.
Right.
But and I could, that's the coach's team. So I really couldn't say much.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of things I want to say.
Right.
Still to this day.
Right.
Still to this day. Yeah, but I digress.
I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you, cuz.
And it's okay because all my kids got their tuition paid for, and they didn't have, you know what I mean?
Right,
so it's okay. It's okay.
Right,
because I didn't rely upon athletics as the sole way to get their education paid for. I actually relied on education.
Right.
So, but it's a lot of things I wanted to say to some coaches because I watch it unfold.
Right.
And I watched them try to put kids, and then when I look at the kids that they play favorites to, and the kids ain't doing nothing right now. That's the funny part for me.
Yeah,
that the kids that a lot of coaches slept on is actually coaching places.
Doing things.
In college.
Right. Facts. That's how it usually happens. You know what I'm saying? That karma.
So parents, we say all of this to say the coach does value your opinion. We do.
True.
There's a certain way of going about giving your opinion to the coach.
That's my part.
Also, know the strength of your student athlete. Know the real rules.
Facts.
Because if your kid is cutting up all day in school and you come to my game and she's sitting in the chair, she's sitting there because she didn't deserve the right that day to be on the court. I'm never going to put her off the team, but she ain't going to be on the court.
Definitely.
So y'all need to understand, if you have a conversation with the coach, you might be able to understand what's really going on with your child. And then you know what I've learned too with coaching smaller kids? I need to have a conversation with some parents because I think academically, some of them need some supports. Because you can see it on the court.
Right.
Like you can kind of
see that they're not
the lack of focus,
comprehending.
the lack of attention. And in my head, I'm thinking, the teacher don't see this.
Right.
So, again, like we all need to work together if it's really about the kids.
Sure. If it's about the kids, that's
if it's about the kids.
part.
And I'm willing to work with anybody, but don't say I'm not coaching right because I'm coaching with all I got.
Exactly.
And I'm making sure I'm putting people around your children who, if I don't know it, they know it.
They know exactly.
And we can work together.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to build a strong-willed, strong-minded young lady through athletics. So please, please don't tell me.
Because like we say all the time, because people don't understand, and we know it because we live through it. Athletics helps you through life with so many life skills that you need to be successful in life. You know what I'm saying? Like you learn it in athletics. You learn how to grind through it. You learn how to go through adversity. You learn how to work with people. You learn, you know what I'm saying?
And you learn how to basically take pride in yourself and self-care.
Right.
Because as an athlete, you have to learn that when your coach ain't around and you decide you want to take a choice between the soda and the water, and coach gonna run y'all like crazy Saturday morning.
Better get with that water.
You may start choosing the water. So it's a lot of lessons that is learned through athletics. And I'm just gonna go on that retrospect. There was times when you get frustrated on the court or in practice, you go home and you sit in your room and you put on music and you kind of meditate, right? And you reflect about what happened at practice or what you did or didn't do or why the coach pulled you out the game. Like you reflect on that. That starts self-care. That starts meditation. That starts, starts you getting to understand you. And then for me, my diet had became a lifestyle. So now I'm well over 50 now. And now people look at me and think I work out every day. And I ain't been nowhere near no gym. But it's the fact that I learned how to eat properly long time ago. And I learned what doesn't work for me. And I put that in everyday life, right? But it all started from athletics. Like I didn't want to vomit at practice. I didn't want to have diarrhea. I didn't want to be bloated. Like I didn't, so I had to learn how to monitor what I was putting in my body because again, what you put in your body is fuel for you to run, for your body to run and work and operate. So athletics does all it is. So I need parents to understand we're by no means not getting on any parents. By no means, we do want your parental support. I do want your parental support. And shout out to my parents. She probably doesn't watch this, but shout out to my parent that bought the whole team Gatorades. Like I appreciated that. You know what I mean? Because that's not the type of stuff they supply middle school.
Right.
We didn't even have a water thing, I don't think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
shouts out to her. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and you got to make sure you send her the link so she can receive her shouts out. Shouts out to you because that's big.
And I so appreciate it. And at the end of the day, we love our parents. We love our parents.
Definitely. Because you got more parents doing the right thing than the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? And like to your point, what you just said, like you were saying earlier, you had to work, so you couldn't be at practice the whole time, stuff like that, or you might not have been able to volunteer during your hours you were working. But parents, if you can afford, I'm telling you, drop off a case of Gatorade. Drop off a case of water. Like, I mean, that you don't understand how much that means to coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because all that stuff is needed. Like, it's not going to go to waste. When we feed the kids during football season, if we play Friday night, we have dinner before the game. If we play on Saturday, we have breakfast before the game. And the parents do a great job with that. And, all of the cases of, the waters or the Gatorades or whatever's left over,
they
go to the kid. Yes, it's not being wasted.
And if they don't use them this practice,
they're
going to use them next practice.
Yes, it gets used.
And that's the thing. Like with me and Lando and I will go around and drop off Gatorades and breakfast bars, like the oatmeal raisin bars, to the different teams because you always need it. You always need it. And a lot of our young men who are growing, they may have eaten lunch, but by the time practice comes, they
need a little something else.
So the little granola bar or something might tie them over to dinner. And we try to make sure we keep them, and that's through all the seasons. We try to, hopefully they'll receive them.
True.
Well, I know they do. They don't give them back.
Right. So somebody got them.
Somebody using them.
True indeed. So, before we get out of here, parents, just do the right thing. Y'all grown-ups, y'all adults. Just do the right thing. Support your coaches
properly.
You know what I mean? Properly, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, most coaches, because I mean, you do have some coaches, is whatever, but most coaches are for the kids and trying to do the right thing and trying their best to put the best product on whatever sport it is out there. You know what I mean, for the world to see. And like you said earlier, I'm a high school coach. This stipend is nothing that I get. You know what I'm saying?
time.
I get a little because this first of all, sports is all year round now. We're training. You know what I'm saying? We don't get paid nothing for the hours we put in during the summer and the off season and all that. And the stipend is so little. You're making like
and it was crazy.
50 cents an hour.
Right. It was crazy just to bring up the stipend. It was crazy for the 2 years that I coached at Camden High. And I I'm transparent. I don't have a degree. So there's this stipulation that you have to have a degree and be a certified teacher. Sometimes, if you're not a certified teacher,
Sub-search.
They make parameters for you to be a coach. But because I don't have a degree, that's the biggest takeaway for me not being a head coach somewhere. So I was an assistant coach at Camden High, but they called me a volunteer coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I got no money for the 2 years. But I was the one that picked up all the girls from 3 different high schools. I was the one that took each and every one of them home at night. I was the one that took them to get stuff to eat. I was the one that met them on Saturdays that worked them out. I was the one that met at open gym. I was the one, and then I'm not saying it to pat myself on the back, but I did it because I really cared about them girls.
Right.
I was the one that took them to church when they wanted to go to church. When they went to church, they ate dinner at my house. I was the one that did that in my own car. Right. And I didn't even receive a $50 gift card.
Parents need to hear that.
My thing is this:
before
don't ever
judge and
you spend a lot of time with these kids when you're coaching them.
Right.
Because again, like we always say, when you coach, you become a mentor, you become a second parent, you become the maid, the chef, the counselor, the pastor, all of that to these kids, the confidant. So you spend a lot of time with them. So don't ever look at a person that's coaching and thinking that they're making their money, because you really not. You really not.
Not on this level. You know what I'm saying? Not on this level. That little stipend I'll be getting, I ain't paying no bills. You know what I'm saying?
Not for the time you spend.
That's like little sneaker money or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cuz, give them an update on the last we left them. You had your hand all wrapped up.
Last we left, I had a cast on. They took the cast off and the stitches out. I'm healing. I'm progressing. I'm 4 weeks away from possibly having mobility in my thumb and starting therapy. It feels crazy. It's all healing pains though. I'm up and down, up and down. God is always granting me grace and mercy. I got honored from Boss Mentor.
And acknowledging Daylight Foundation's mission and goals. I have to thank my team and my family because sheesh, God knows I'm a handful. But together we are making our movement possible. Daylight's goal is to make people understand that like every other muscle in your body, your brain too needs to be trained, nourished, and properly exercised. I ask God to continue to govern my steps to serve my purpose as we continue to try and change the narrative of mental health in our community, one family at a time. Remember, life is worth living if you just give it a chance. And always remember, in the midst of darkness, daylight will come. Be blessed and be you.
Before we had the last
shout
show.
out to Boss.
Yeah, they had a sneaker ball gala. Shout out to Boss Mentor and all the other honorees. I appreciate you guys for thinking about me as far as when it comes to the community, community services.
Well deserved.
It was for Daylight, the work that we do. And what else is going on? Listen, just start and don't put expectations on yourself for this new year that you know you cannot obtain.
Realistic goals.
Realistic goals. But
goals.
Write your goals down.
Definitely.
Write your goals down. If it's that I want to save $50 a pay, start there. And your 50 may turn into 100.
Right.
But do small goals.
Right.
I want to keep my room clean for our student athletes.
Right.
Small goals. Start with your sneakers.
Right. Keep them clean.
Yeah, declutter. I mean, my thing is just don't put expectations on yourself that may not be realistic, that may cause you further stress. Further stress and further anxiety. So listen, this is a new year. It's a way to restart your life. It's the way to restart your dreams. And just do that.
Definitely. I mean, hey, look at us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Look at us. You know what I mean? We started, you know what I'm saying? We started kind of back here. Now that I look around,
Yeah,
remember?
that's the first episode was up against the wall.
Yeah. It was up against the wall, you know what I'm saying? But, we're trying, having fun doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Got to give a shout out to my one of my coaches on my coaching tree, Antoine. They won their first game.
Yes,
so that's
good job, Antoine.
his first official win as a high school head basketball coach. You know what I'm saying? So
and he's
shouts out
another
to my
one.
man Antoine.
He put in work to get that.
He did.
The work that he had to put because he started that program from ground zero.
Ground zero. And still think about it. You still still building because this is only their first year having a varsity program. Right. So he's in the beginning stages and he's doing well with it. You know what I'm saying?
Ground
we played them the other week and you know what I'm saying, we got the win or whatever, but them kids, they play hard. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no easy victory. You know what I'm saying? We had to play hard too, just to pull out the win. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Antoine and I knew he'd be a good coach. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to him. Happy New Year once again, you know what I'm saying? 2023, you know what I mean? Thank you for all our viewers that are hanging in there with us and continue to watch. And, like I said, we just want to try to get as best as we can be, do this to the best of our ability, just like when we coach. This is how, and cousin Tracy will tell you, I'm in this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just doing this because I want to see what I look like on YouTube or something. Like, I'm doing this. We talk. We research. You know what I'm saying? Try to come up with good guests and good ideas. And like I said, we try to get equipment that's going to help enhance our audio sounds and all of that. So, we're not just playing around with this. We're really trying to bring you something special.
The best version of us.
The best version of us. Of the bird seeds.
Yes. The best version of the bird
Shouts out to Cousin A. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Cousin A. All right, well, guys, you know what I'm saying?
First one in the books.
First one of the new year. Episode 80 is in the books. Once again, I am Sechuayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE Show, and we'll talk to you soon.
It was a stone groove, my man.